Hello everybody, this is Celesta Matthews and today we are going to see our 7th experiment which is based upon the basics of PHP. So what we will be doing over here is we will be taking certain details from the user in every page and then displaying the summary at the end of the pages. Okay, so the first page is over here. I will say that I will create a form over here, you can see it over here, and then I have used something for PHP code over here which says echo HTML special characters $_ server, which is your global variable, and then PHP _ self. Now this code is used whenever you are referring to the same page. You are not moving to the next page whenever you click the submit button or something like that. You are coming back to the same page over again. So we always use this thing, and the HTML special characters is used for encryption so that the hackers cannot open it. And the method I have used is post, and then I have created an input text box over here which takes the name as input, and then there is a submit button. Now in the PHP part of it, I will write session _ start. That means the session has been started over here. I have to create a session variable. So what I do is I check if the name is set or not. So I say is set $_ post name, and then what I do is I create a session variable that is $_ session, and inside that I'll write name, and then I'll copy the value from the post method. I'll copy it into the session variable, and then I will display the name of the user, and I'll say welcome and $_ session name. So this is how it works, and then after that I have given the link to the next page. So we'll go on to the next page. Okay, it's over here. So here I have created a form, you can see over here, that takes inputs as name and email ID. Okay, and then there's the submit button. Again over here I write the session _ start in the PHP code, and I check if the name and email ID is set. If it is set, then I create session variables for each of these that you can see over here. Okay, and after that, if the submit button is set, then what I do is I copy the value from $_ post name and email ID into two local variables. I compare these values. I check if these two values are equal to some particular value. You can put it as anything, and then if that is true, then I give a link to another page. That is, the header function is called, I give location, and I give the link to the next page that I want to show. If that is not true, then you can say that you echo an error statement over here. Okay, now moving on to the next page. Over here I have this list over here. Now you know that from a list you can select only one particular value. So what I do is I give a name color to this particular select tag, and then inside that I have these option tags with values set to different colors, and I have the submit button. Now inside the PHP code I again create the session variable over here, and then if the submit button is set, then I copy that value of the color into a local variable, and then I print it out. And again I give the link to the next page. Coming over to the next page, I have the radio buttons over here. So what I do is I create 3 radio buttons. Each have the same name, radio, 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 and inside the values I have given 3 different values. That's English, Malayalam and Hindi. You can put it anything. And then you have the submit button. Again over here I have created the session variable, and what I do is I take the value from this $_ post radio, and then I print it out on the page. Now the 4th page, over here I have a checkbox. Now the speciality of the checkbox is you can select more than one values. So what I do over here is inside the name I have an array. Okay, so I say check _ list, and I have this array over here. Now the main problem which you will be facing is to display the array, because earlier we were displaying only single values. So now in order to display the values, first I will check if that array is empty or not. So I say if not empty $_ post check list, then for each, that is this is a kind of a loop that we will be using. for each $_post checklist as selected. Now what I do is every value inside that array, I copy it one by one into a local variable and then I print it. You can see that I have printed it out over here. So first if I give C++, then that will be printed. After that, in the first position, if I have say PHP, then again the value of the selected local variable will be PHP and that will be printed out. Okay. Now the last page is to display the summary. So that's very simple actually. Inside the PHP code, I have given session_start and you have a little bit of styling over here. So what I have done is basically I have created a table in which there are many rows. The first row gives me the name. That is, inside the name, inside the first column I specify name, and inside the second column I write a PHP code and display the session variable. Similarly, I have done the same for email ID, favorite color, languages known, and programming language known. Okay, so that was very simple. Now how to display it? So what I have done is, you have an application called exam. You start it from here, and then all these files have to be stored in a particular place. So where is it? It's actually in, you go to Windows, you have exam over here, Windows C you take and you have exam over there. From there you select htdocs and here is my experiment. So you have to paste it over here. Then you open up the browser, you say localhost /experiment8, that is the name of the folder, and /experiment7.php, that is the name of the index file. Okay, so I just say enter and here it is. So first I will say Austin, that is the name. I submit it. So here you have welcome and Austin. The next page. Okay, so this is the password thing. So I give Celesta and again I'll give Celesta. Here I submit it. So that was correct. So I came up to this place. Next is the color selection. I select pink and I say get selected value. So you have the value selected as pink over here. The next page, languages, I say English. Okay, this is done. And then the language, I say C++ and PHP. I submit this. Okay, and these two languages are displayed. Now for the summary, you can see over here for name I have Austin, email ID Celesta, favorite color pink, languages known English, and programming languages C++ and PHP. So I hope you understood it. That is quite simple. Thank you.